No.
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 No. No.
From the workplace to their own homes, true equality is still unfinished work.
Okay, for me, the feminism is a movement necessary.
Hello, this team project focuses on law and criminality in the context of women's rights. The team is made up of Luciana Cero, Ana María Castro, Samuel Marín, Ángela Prieto, and Paula Gaibor. The principal objectives of this project are to inform and raise awareness among people around us about the problematic issues, abolish ignorance and biased opinions, and increase misunderstanding of the issues women have been facing throughout time regarding their rights. In our project, we will reflect about how society discriminates and violates women. During this project, we want women to be empowered because of laws that protect them and to have freedom. Finally, women doesn't need to be protected because of laws, but because of human dignity.
The roles of the women in the family, I consider that are the most important barrier.
Physical stereotypes in social media, assuming they should have a secondary role.
The failure to recognize women's rights in society has many interconnected causes and serious consequences. As some of the causes, cultural and social norms normalize violence by promoting rigid gender roles that justify abuse, while lack of gender equality education prevents challenging these social norms. Weak laws fails to protect women, discouraging reporting of abuses and allowing to repeat this violence without punishment. Workplace discrimination limits opportunities and causes economic dependence. As some consequences, physically and psychologically, women suffer trauma, health risks, and mental illness. Another consequence is economic dependence, where it worsens due to limited access to work and economic resources. Also, general inequality restricts the access to rights and social inclusion. It also weakens democratic institutions, as democracy is based on equal rights and participation. This combination of factors results in physical and psychological harm to women, economic dependence, general inequality, and weakened democracy and human rights, as persistent inequality diminishes inclusion and institutional effectiveness.
En cuanto a la pregunta que me hiciste, sí estoy de acuerdo que trabajemos más en conjunto, pues pienso que todavía hay mucha desigualdad entre los hombres y las mujeres.
In this graphic, we can see that Latam is the continent where this problematic is presented the most. Because of this, many cases of feminicide are reported every year. But now, let's see deep in it. Firstly, we have Honduras, that during the years 2022 and 2023 report that about only 29% of the cases of abuse presented were entered to the justice system, showing the corruption inside of the system. This according to Mundo Mujer, showing in this way Honduras as an unsafe place for women. Now we have Guatemala, which was the second country with the most cases of feminicide. Besides the efforts to promote the gender equality, the programs hasn't been effective, showing like this the unsafe conditions for women in the country. Finally, we have Norway, that different from the other two countries, has implemented strict laws and programs of gender equality. As a consequence, all women have good quality life and job opportunity. According to the Board James Project, the different programs provided by the country ensure the best conditions for women.
Female empowerment.
Strength.
Empowerment.
Movement. Human rights.
Between January and February of 2025, more than 99 cases of violence against women were recorded in Bogotá, Colombia, and this number has all increased over the months. These include domestic violence, 40%, femicides and homicides, 5%, family matters, 2%, and other crimes, 18%. However, beyond statistics, this figure reflects a deeper and systemic issue, the persistence of gender-based violence and discrimination in both public and private spheres. In the workplace, women continue to face unequal treatment, sexual harassment, lower wages, and barrier to promotion. A recent landmark ruling by the Constitutional Court of Colombia in 2023 exposed the institutional silence and negligence many women experience after reporting abuse. It demonstrated how dismissive attitudes from employers can perpetuate cycles of violence, forcing women into silence or pushing them out of their jobs entirely. This growing crisis highlights the urgent need for companies, governments, and communities to implement stronger legal protections, gender-sensitive protocols, and educational initiatives that challenge harmful norms. Promoting equality goes beyond punishing perpetrators. It requires a cultural shift where women's voices are heard, believed, and respected across every level of society.
A change I would like to see on the perspective of the woman is for example, in the construction camp where constantly the man is dominant in that aspect. Well, that for example the woman could be seen as or could dominate the same as the man does in that camp.
In Colombia, labor inequality is an issue that continues to affect women in different ways. On average, women earn up to 20% less than men for doing the same job. Leadership positions are also unequal, since only about 30% of management roles are occupied by women. Another big problem is job security, since women are fired when they become pregnant, or they experience harassment at work without the aggressors facing real consequences. These examples show how inequality goes beyond salaries and also affects opportunities and rights in the workplace.
Delving into a local perspective, we would like to talk about three cases in Colombia. Firstly, in Risaralda, the intrafamilial violence cases increased to 47.6% from 2022 to 2024, wherein the majority of them the lover was the victimizer. To attend the issue, measures such as the sunnet, a roof, and an app seek to guarantee protection, make reports and immediate attention easier and more effective. The second case, mainly Risaralda 2, involves a cultural practice against a part of women's intimate area. Myriads of mutilation cases have been registered, and although there is a lack of data, it is known that multiple results imply deaths, permanent sequels, and health problems. Surprisingly, Colombia is the only country from Latin America with registers of this practice. To face this, En Veragüera project and an initiative to establish a law are some measures done, which focus on the prevention and eradication of this through education and intercultural dialogue, respecting the group's independence. Finally, an informal settlement in La Guajira called La Pista has given shelter to more than 9,000 people, mainly Venezuelan migrants, returnees, and Wayuu indigenous people. This situation is worrisome. Besides the law and sometimes no access to basic services there due to the ONG reduction this year, sad cases exacerbated, like violence, sexual harassment, and exploitation against the feminine gender. To deal with the issue, La Pista legalization was requested and accepted, as well as community programs providing help and support to women.
The survey results shows that most students are aware of gender inequality and recognize their importance in the society. A large majority believe that there are fewer women than men in positions of power, and women have to fight harder than men to gain respect. Most also agree that discussing women's rights at school is important, which highlights the role of education in promoting equality. When asked about the causes of inequality, many students point to a combination of cultural beliefs, lack of education, and weak enforcement of laws, showing that they see the issue as complex and systemic. At the same time, more than half believe that young people can support women's rights by learning, speaking up, and supporting female leadership. Finally, while gender stereotypes are still commonly heard, students generally view girls who challenge traditional roles in a positive light, seeing them as breaking barriers and inspiring change.
Hello, this is our project. It's about women's rights. So our aim is to explore what women face beyond the deadline.
And we thought it was an important issue, and we wanted to share with you like a lot of perspectives, for example, in Colombia, Risaralda, and La Guajira.
Also, we use other national perspectives such as Honduras, Guatemala, and Norway.
Our aim is to explore what women face beyond the deadline, and also we want to protect women's rights. Love is not only necessary; it is a matter of humanity.
We achieved to reach a wide audience throughout time, and we are willing to keep accomplishing it